In this episode, I'm diving into the wild world of hair with my hairstylist, Kelly. I've been seeing her for over 2 years now, and she's the only person I trust with my hair. She is such a joy to talk to and so passionate about what she does. I usually see her every 6 weeks or so for a cut and color, so this time it was extra fun to catch up and test her knowledge on historical hair trends. Throughout this episode, we dive into shocking hair history, modern trends, celebrity influences, and debunk a few hair myths along the way. Plus, look out for some hair care tips that you can only get from a professional. Enjoy the episode! Welcome to Trivia Tangents, the edutainment podcast where we turn everyday passions into surprising trivia deep dives. I'm your host, Lina, and each episode I quiz a guest on something they know way too much about. We all know that on trivia night, the bigger the team, the better you'll play. That's why I bring the team together here on Trivia Tangents. So get ready for some fun facts you'll definitely want for your next trivia night. Hi, Kelly!
Hi, Lina. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. I am so excited and happy to have you here. We've been talking about doing this for a minute.
We have. I'm excited, and honored to be here and share some stories. And I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And you've been my hairdresser or hairstylist now for like 2+ years.
Yeah.
Wait, before I go on, how do you prefer? Do you prefer hairstylist or what's your preferred way that people call
I
like,
say
what you do?
hairstylist. Yes. Back in the day, it used
got
to be
it.
hairdresser, but yep, hairstylist.
Hairstylist. Amazing. Well, you've been my favorite hairstylist, and I obviously keep returning for good reason. But yeah, I'm excited to go more in depth on your hair care and your hair history knowledge and get your hot takes and hair tips and tricks. And I think my listeners will be really excited to hear more about this too, since, this is really something that only the experts know.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm sure you get questions all the time.
Yes.
But yeah, before we get into it, I do have a lot of Bay Area listeners, so I want to give you space first to talk more about your business, Paramore Hair.
Okay. Yeah, so Paramore Hair is my salon based in Burlingame, California. I specialize in color and extensions and things like infinity weft, volume weft, K-tips and I-tips. But more than that, it's about connection and confidence. And I want every client to leave feeling like the best, most beautiful version of themselves. Paramore means passion and love. And that's exactly what I pour into my craft with my clients. So, yeah.
That is felt like through, at least for me, as
Thank
one
you.
of
I
your
love to hear
clients.
that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that and I resonate with that so much. So yeah, I'm just excited to have you on today and chat more about hair. Before we get into the trivia, I would love to do like a little warm up, hot takes, this or that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll say one thing or like a statement and you say yay or nay or like one or the other.
Okay.
Okay, mullet, yay or nay?
I say nay unless you're Miley Cyrus.
Okay, fair. Washing hair every single day, yay or nay?
It's a nay. Good to have your natural oils build up on your hair.
Good to know. That's what I thought. Okay. This one's more of like a preference. Middle part or side part?
Middle part. Used to be
Nice.
a side part person, and the side part is coming back, though.
It totally is. It's getting really deep.
It is, and that's how mine used to be, very deep side part, so
Yeah,
it's interesting how the trends change.
it is. And we'll be talking a lot about trends in this episode. Okay. Air dry or blow dry?
Blow dry with intention.
Ooh, okay. I love that. I love that caveat. Dry cutting or wet cutting?
I would say dry cutting for texture and precision, because you just see exactly how
Okay.
the hair is gonna live, so yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, cool. So that was our little warm up. Hopefully we feel, warmed up and we're ready to, or I mean, I'm ready, but are you ready to dive into our very first trivia question?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Trivia question 1. La Belle-Poule, an elaborate hairstyle popular in the late 1700s, featured what prop sitting atop the head? A crown of flowers. B, a bird's nest. C, a fan of feathers. Or D, a miniature ship.
Oh. I would say, a bird's nest.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Oh, I could see why you picked that one, but unfortunately that one is
Oh,
wrong.
no. Was it a crown of feathers?
No,
Ah!
it
Okay.
was it was a miniature ship.
Okay.
But I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. But I see why you picked a bird's nest, and I put it in there as one of the multiple choice options because poule, or however you pronounce it, in French means chicken. So like a chicken,
Yes.
a bird,
Right.
So, but yeah, got you on that
Yes.
one. Totally fine. But a miniature ship. So basically, the hairstyle La Belle-Poule celebrated a French frigate.
Okay.
A frigate is basically like a fast type of ship. I had no idea when I looked
I'm
this up. I was
learning.
like,
This is
what?
great.
Yeah, this is great. Like, this is gonna be help us in everyday life. This is amazing knowledge to have. But basically, the hairstyle La Belle-Poule was basically celebrating this French ship for winning the battle between French and British navies.
Okay.
And this was a really notable battle because apparently it was the very first clash between their navies during the American Revolutionary War. This was news to me because I thought the American Revolutionary War was between America and the UK,
Right.
not not French, and I didn't know the French people were involved, basically.
Right.
That's all
Right.
I'm saying.
I did not either.
So I'm learning too. So apparently La Belle-Poule, basically women built poofs of hair and placed tiny model ships and nautical decorations on top as fashionable patriotic statements. And creating the look required like padding, framing, styling powder, and lots of decorative trims. So it was as much engineering as it is beauty.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. You should look up a picture.
I will. Oh, wow. That is really cool.
Yeah.
Very, very unique.
Is this like something you've ever seen? Because I feel like when I saw this, I was like, oh, I think I've seen this in a history book like once.
Yes, and I think for me too, I've seen, like, it recreated in fashion shows and,
Hmm.
just yeah, on the runway, right, when people do runway
Hmm.
and models and yeah, they like to create
Yeah.
all kinds of really neat stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
really fun.
Really fun, super elaborate. Also, a great example of hair as public symbolism. So, like status, politics, and spectacle all
Yeah,
wrapped up and worn on the head.
exactly. They were no joke.
I Yeah, I imagine it's pretty heavy. But yeah, so that's my mini deep dive in La Belle Poule.
That is
This
so
section
cool.
is kind of, I was thinking about like history and like origins. So that
Yeah.
kind of brings me to you, Kelly, as my guest.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about your journey into being a hairstylist and like hair cosmetology, if that's what you call it?
Yeah.
Can you think of a moment like in your life where you knew that hair was your own art form?
Yes, absolutely. Just I think it started when I was really young. I don't know. I think always of the Barbie movie that came out a few years ago and the weird Barbie. That was me as a child.
Oh,
I had the weird Barbie. I would chop their hair and dye their hair with Kool-Aid and, mix it in a pouch and stick it in a cup. And yeah, I've always been interested. My high school girlfriend and I, we used to cut each other's hair, color each other's hair, and, just all the things. So it's
mhm.
just, I think that was the moment that I realized, like, I think I want to do this. And I actually signed up for beauty
Yeah,
school when I was 16 because there was a 2-year
yeah,
waiting list. So I knew, like, as soon as I graduated, that's not what happened. Life happened. But yeah, so that's when I initially knew that I wanted to be a stylist. I just loved the salon
yeah.
environment and yeah.
I also had Barbies growing up, and mine I don't know if mine, I don't think I experimented on their hair, but I can definitely see, like, how that would get someone excited. That's really fun. Yeah, looking back, into history, like, with hair trends and hairstyles,
Uh-huh.
since that's kind of, this section is kind of about, like, history, looking back, origins. If you could resurrect any sort of historical hair trend and make it, of course, salon safe for today,
Uh-huh.
which do you think you would pick and why?
I would say the old Hollywood, glam waves. Those are my favorite. I think,
Ooh.
there's just something timeless about them. They're soft, sculpted glamour, and it just always
Mhm.
looks so glamorous, right? And,
Yeah.
yeah, so it just has that movement, and we can modernize it, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, I just love a good, Hollywood wave.
Yeah. Okay, you'll have to show me a picture because I'm obviously not the expert in hair, so I'm like, I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I think I have an idea.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll just look it up.
Yes.
Ooh, like
Right?
long.
Yes, stunning, right? Just like pure
Okay.
magic. And you can even do it with short hair too, right? Like your length hair is like
Mhm.
medium length hair. It would look
Mhm.
stunning on any length, really, because back in the 1920s, that's how the women would wear their hair as well, right? And very short bobs with the Hollywood wave.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, this is a gorgeous hairstyle. I love it. Awesome. And as your time as a hairstylist, I imagine you get many requests that range from normal to probably a little bit more unique. Could you share what is one hair request that makes you kind of groan inside, like, ugh, but then you still, of course, deliver with a smile?
For me, it's actually the bob. I love a good long
Oh,
textured bob, but the graduated bobs, those are yeah, that would be it.
so graduated bob, is that something that's more like high in the, like really short in the back and longer in the front?
Yes, that could be a
Is
long
that
yeah, an A-line graduated bob. There can be a blunt graduated
okay?
bob as well. It's an older style. We have picked it
Yeah.
up a few times throughout the trends over the last few years and modernized it and made it look cute. But yeah, that's something that always I'm like, "Ugh, okay." Um,
You know what? I get that. I totally think I would feel that way too because it reminds me of like a Karen, you
yes,
know? Like
yes,
like
absolutely.
N why would you willingly want a Karen haircut,
Right.
basically?
Yes, and it's usually, a certain, I guess, demographic, right, that comes in and asks for
Yeah.
the wedge bob cut, so, I don't
Yeah.
have too many of those in my clientele, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I promise I won't be asking for that anytime soon. But yeah, I imagine they're probably pretty picky about stuff, so that
Yes,
doesn't seem very fun.
exactly, yeah. But always a challenge, right? It's just,
Yeah.
which is always
Yeah,
good.
totally. Is it like is it, like, technically a hard haircut to do?
I wouldn't say I mean, yes is a short answer, but I would say it's more, tedious for me, because
Mhm.
it is more intricate.
Mhm.
I love to freestyle, and I love
Yeah.
to see how the hair is gonna move naturally, and, so yes, a graduated bob is a little bit more strategic.
Got it, got
Yeah.
it. Yeah, for sure. Well, you heard it here first, people. Don't get the wedge bob. Well, you brought up the 1920s earlier,
Yes.
and that is a perfect segue into my next trivia question, which
Perfect.
is about beauty parlors.
Okay.
So, are you ready
I
for
am.
question 2? Trivia question 2. Which hairstyle was so popular in the 1920s that it led to a 700% increase in beauty parlors across the US? A, the finger wave, B, the Marcel wave, C, the page boy, or D, the bob cut?
Ooh, I would say the bob cut, um, but also the wave was in too during that time, so I would say the bob cut, that's gonna be my final answer.
Oh, you were so
Ah!
close. It was the Marcel.
Oh, the
It was
Marcel.
the Marcel wave. Yes,
Okay.
the Marcel wave.
Okay, that was gonna be my second one. Okay.
So close. It's crazy how many different hairstyles, like, are so popular within 1 decade, but apparently the Marcel wave took the lead here. So
Yep,
this I got this stat from the Denver Public Library, and I will link the article in the description below. But yeah, basically 700% increase in beauty parlors across the US due to this hairstyle.
yep,
Basically, it required regular visits to be a thing to keep up this hair.
Yep. And you
So,
used to have to put the Marcel in the oven to heat it up to
what?
Yes. Yep. So we learned that
Oh
too
my
in
God.
cosmetology school, yeah. So back in the day when they first, invented it, yeah, that's how they would heat it up. They would stick it in an oven type thing and warm it up that way, and then they would use it on your hair. So it was a
That's,
process too, and so with
yeah.
the, Marcel wave, right, was also the trend of the bob. So that was very like that roaring
Mhm.
20s chop bob. A lot of the women were cutting their hair after the war, and yeah, so it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. I love that. And that's also how we got,
Yeah.
our curls today, how the curling iron was invented,
Oh,
right? It was through the Marcel wave.
seriously?
Yeah, so just a hot
Okay.
tool, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Like a thermal instead of chemical.
exactly. Yeah. So the Marcel was the introduction into hot tools.
Oh my gosh, amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
That went way more in depth than what I had written down in front of me. Basically, what I had is invented by Marcel Gratteau
Yeah.
in 1872, but it basically didn't take off in popularity until the 1920s. And it kind of really took off because of a Hollywood star named Jean Harlow.
It's beautiful. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool that it was warmed up in the oven. That makes so much sense. It
Yep.
also seems really scary,
And tedious. Yeah.
um, to
Mhm.
to, like, take that out of the oven.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now that we know about the Marcel wave, um, I wanna turn it back to you and, from your career so far, what has been your favorite trend or hair trend to give other people versus your favorite to wear yourself on your hair?
I love dimensional lived-in blondes, or bronze. That effortless sun-kissed look is my favorite to give my clients. Very natural. I want to enhance, your natural root color, right? So if you want highlights or, that's why the balayage is my favorite. Again, very lived in,
Nice.
very natural. Yeah.
Nice. And what about for yourself? Like, do you like having a balayage on yourself, or is there something else that you prefer on your own hair?
I do prefer the balayage. Again, just like the lived-in
Oh,
look, and you
nice.
can pick it up, make it blonder and brighter. Even the balayage
Yeah.
ombre, right, which is what I have. So where it graduates and gets lighter at the very ends, right? So it's darker
Yeah.
at the root, and just again enhancing your natural and just brightening it up a little bit,
Yeah.
and working with what works
Yeah.
best with your skin tones and your
Mhm.
features. So
Yeah, I love that. It looks so good on you.
thank you.
For my listeners who don't know, I go to Kelly every 4 to 6 weeks or so, and part of our appointment is covering up my gray or white roots, and she does a really good job just, like, seamlessly matching the color to the rest of my hair, and it looks like it's all fresh again, and it's just, like, such a confidence booster, and I love when you make it, like, really glossy and, like, kind of that fresh color
Yes.
afterwards. I don't know if
Add that
that's
richness back in there and that the shine, yeah, it's just adding that the tone
yeah.
back in there.
Yeah, and for people listening, like, I don't have blonde hair, I don't have light hair, I have pretty dark hair,
Right.
and you do amazing job as well, just, like, with the darker hair colors too.
Yes.
I don't wanna restrict you to only, like,
Exactly.
lighter hair
Yes, those are
people.
blondes are just fun, I love I think
Yeah.
it's because, I could resonate with it, right? I know what I like as
Yeah.
with my hair as a blonde, but I do
Yeah.
love
Yeah, totally, yeah. So she's good with all colors of hair, you guys,
absolutely.
not just blonde. Yeah. Okay, so next I'm wondering, with hair, there's always myths and things that people say, like, oh, like a misconception. Like earlier, I asked, washing hair every day, is it good
Right.
or bad? People have their opinions. So I'm wondering on your end if you could myth bust one thing that people believe about hair, like a total misconception you wish could vanish, what would it be?
I would say that trimming your hair, it makes it grow faster. It doesn't. It just keeps it
Oh,
healthy and prevents breakage, and which helps you retain your length. So, yeah,
okay.
that would be a myth that I would like to bust.
Yeah, you know what? I have heard that. And in fact, taking it a step further, I've heard that about eyelashes,
Interesting. Okay.
which is gross to
That
me.
is
So,
so
like,
trimming your eyelashes?
Yeah, don't do this,
No,
people.
do
But
not do
when
it.
I when I was growing up in, I don't know, middle school or elementary school, there was a girl who would cut her eyelashes, and her reason was, like, she believed that they would grow back thicker and
Oh,
longer.
okay, interesting. Like shaving your
What was I
legs,
saying?
it gets thicker every time you shave, right?
Yeah,
Is the myth.
exactly. So I guess that right, that's what she believed, I guess, but yeah, it always kinda creeps me out a little bit.
That is a little odd.
Okay, I'm curious, this is something I feel like I've always asked whenever I, interact with a
Mhm.
hairstylist. What is their go-to product or tool that they swear by? And I probably asked you years ago, but I don't remember, so I'm asking you again now.
I absolutely love, a good dry texture spray. That is, like, my
Mm,
go-to, have to have, must have, and also, a heat protectant on towel dry hair
mhm.
first prior. That way, when you apply a hot tool, the heat protectant is already penetrated into the hair cuticle when the hair is dry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then going in with a good dry texture spray before you, curl your hair or do any sort of texture,
Mhm,
right? If you're doing a wave or a curl or anything like
mhm.
that, it's great. I just love it. And spraying it a little bit after because it just leaves the hair light while creating volume and giving your hair that grit. So, yeah, it's how you get the beach wave.
I love it. So yeah, that you bring up a really good point. So it's kind of like the texturizing spray is before and after. See,
Yes,
that's something I wouldn't know. I would think like only after, basically.
right. So the
Yeah.
dry texture spray, what happens to on clean hair is it gives the hair that grit that it needs to help hold the
Yeah.
curl. So,
That makes
yeah.
sense. And then the heat protectant, that's really good to know that you're supposed to put it in like when your hair is sort of damp.
Yes. And then you can
Got it.
apply heat protectant after you're done using your hot tool if you feel like you have, like, some dry ends or whatnot, or it needs a little extra
Okay.
shine. You can use a little drop and just kinda add it to your ends and run it through a little bit. That's my best
Huh.
tip.
Okay. I love that. And I guess since we're talking about these tips and tricks, I didn't prep this for you in the outline, but what is your like hair care routine? Like, shampoo, conditioner, anything else? And then after the shower, is there any sort of thing that you put in your hair afterwards?
So for shampoo and conditioner, and then I also do K18, because my ends are very
Uh,
light, so it just helps restore, repair, strengthen my hair, which I love. So I do that as a deep conditioner and or you can use it as a leave-in treatment, which is great too. And then after that, on towel dried hair, I go in and I add my heat protectant, and I usually use the
okay.
Kerastase Elixir is what I use personally.
Mhm.
It's my favorite. It's super lightweight and just really helps um, smooth out the hair and anti-frizz and all the good things. And it has a heat protectant, I believe, up to 400, 420. So
Nice.
yeah. And then I go in and blow dry. Just depending if I have my extensions in or not. And then go in and style
Okay.
and curl like normal.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, did you say Kerastase?
Kerastase, yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I have been pronouncing it Kerastase my whole life. Oops.
It might be. I mean, it makes it sound fancier. It's like Target.
Right. Well, I don't know how to pronounce it. That's my thing. I always pronounce things wrong, but I'm trying.
No problem.
And yeah, I still have the Oribe stuff that I got from you like years ago. I
Yeah.
haven't gone through it, but
Yes. I do love the Oribe dry texture spray. It is one of my favorites. I would say that's my favorite. And then my next would be the Unite hair texture spray is
mhm.
amazing. The dry texture.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And then Oribe
Nice.
products, I do love their products. I feel they are a bit heavy for my hair. So it just all kind of depends on,
Oh.
texture, fabric of the hair. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. Nice, nice. All right, awesome. I do have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
So, like, not everyone can afford, like, fancy salon grade hair products,
Yes.
right? I guess
What is a great middle of the road product?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so that's what I call it, right? Because I do love the fancy products as well. But like you said, not everybody can afford it, right? So it all just, again,
Mhm,
depends on your hair type, texture. If you have virgin hair, I wouldn't say you necessarily need top of the line stuff, right? Redken
mhm,
is an amazing, I like to call like it is on the higher end, but it's a good middle of the road product. And it's an amazing product. I've used it for over 20 years and I've always had
mhm.
amazing results with it. So I usually like to refer Redken to my clients. They have amazing lines for all different types of texture hair, color treated hair. Also, Amika is another line that I'm loving. They sell that at Sephora. I feel like
Mhm.
that's a great line as well. I have not personally used it, but I have a few clients that tell me that they really love it. So, and then I've actually, since I've been at this new salon that I've been at the last year, they sell Hairstyles, but then they also sell Unite, another brand, which I think I spoke about earlier. Their dry texture spray. I
Yeah,
absolutely love it. And they have
nice.
an amazing purple shampoo too. Um,
Mhm.
but be careful with this purple shampoo, guys. Um, anyhow, yeah, they have a great line as well too. So I usually like to
Yeah.
refer that line to my teenage girls who haven't quite got into coloring their hair yet, or have just
Mhm.
started to get into coloring their hair and done like baby lights or face lights or things like that. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say Unite was another great line too.
That's one of them I haven't heard of yet, so I'll make sure to link all of them in the description below. Well, that brings us to our final trivia question. It is
Okay.
about a specific haircut and kind of weaving in like again, pop culture, like what's happened in history. So are you ready for trivia question
I
3?
am. I hope I get this one right. Obviously,
I
not
hope
great at
so too.
trivia.
I don't know if I told you this already. I'm very bad at trivia. So that is that is one of the reasons I started this podcast is because I figured, if I listen to trivia, I'll probably get better at it. But there wasn't a podcast that existed like for people like me.
Yes.
I only found like family-oriented car trip
Right.
trivia, which is not my vibe.
Right.
So, yeah, we're all learning along the way.
Yes.
Okay, trivia question 3. The Shag haircut was made hugely famous by which actress in the film Clute from 1971? A. Jane Fonda, B. Vanessa Redgrave, C. Ali McGraw, or D. Diane Keaton?
Ooh. What was the name of the movie?
It's called Clute, Klut, from 1971. I watched a trailer earlier. It seems like a sort of like thriller, detective murder mystery sort of thing.
I don't know that Jane Fonda ever had a shag. Um, I wanna say Jane Fonda just because I love her. Okay, and then what were the other 3 choices, please?
Vanessa Redgrave,
Okay.
Ali McGraw, or Diane Keaton.
Oh, Diane Keaton, like okay. And horror f I think I'm gonna scratch her out.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so that leaves the B and C. Ugh, I'm just gonna go with B. I don't know this one.
This one's hard. It was Jane
Oh my
Fonda.
goodness. I was like, I don't know that she's ever had a shag. I feel like I've only ever seen her with, like, medium length hair.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You are the professional here. So if you look up a photo, Jane Fonda in Clute, or
Okay.
you can look up Jane Fonda, Clute, shag haircut. You tell me if that's a shag. Because I got my data from goodhousekeeping.com, like their beauty section.
Uh-huh. I would say it's definitely yes, it is it's a short shag.
Okay.
Yes. It's like a short-haired shag because it's
Okay. Short
disconnected,
haired
right?
shag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So she does have shorter hair. So I was gonna say, like, I don't know if I've ever seen her with a shag. I've only ever seen her with, like, volume and,
Right.
or shorter
Yeah.
hair. Okay.
I guess, yeah, the shag that we know of today is, like, a little longer.
Yes.
Like, modern shags, we've seen some notable names like Taylor Swift, my fave.
Yes.
During her Lover era, she had, like, a sort of shoulder length, maybe collarbone length shag with, like, soft tussled hair.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then Natasha Lina Li Lyon Natasha Lyons? I
Mhm.
think Lyon.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus has had an amazing shag before too.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
I also saw Sandra Oh,
Yes.
um, the big volume
Yep.
hair.
I have one client specifically, she's been coming to me about 3 years now, and she comes in, I would
Uh-huh.
say, every 6 months on the nose, and she loves her shag, and sometimes we make it a little
Wow.
shaggier and, more disconnected, and yeah, she loves it. It's just fun, and she's got natural blonde hair, stunning, like, you would think that she highlights her hair or colors her hair, and so it's
Wow.
just always so much fun, to cut a shag. I love a good shag.
Yeah.
Short, long. Mhm.
Can you describe it to me? Because, like, I for me, it kinda just looks like there's a lot going on. I don't know how to describe it to someone. What
Yeah.
is a shag?
For me, it's like a disconnected haircut, right? Very textured, lots of layers, short
Mhm.
layers. I mean, they could be a long shag as well. So again, just depending on the length of hair, texture of hair, all those good things. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
just mainly disconnected. Yeah,
Okay,
disconnected haircut.
got it. Awesome. Yeah, so apparently, in 1971, Jane Fonda's character in Clute made the shag iconic, or I guess the
Yeah.
shorter version of a shag.
Okay.
And this was a moment where like natural texture and edge were in vogue,
Exactly.
apparently in
Yep. I
vogue.
was just gonna say that's
But
another thing I was gonna add to the shag. It's just like freehand, natural, whatever just goes well with
yeah.
the client's hair texture, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it seems like it's just more like quote unquote lived in
Yes.
and like there's a mixture of layers and it just kind of gives that feeling of like more personal, not as polished.
Yeah, and I think it's just like that edgy vibe, right? With like being
Yeah.
an effortless edgy vibe.
Yeah.
Right? So it's fun.
Awesome. Well, yeah, it looks really good on all these people. I don't know if I could pull it off, but it was fun to learn about like the hairstyles throughout time. And yeah, so that kind of brings me back to you. In terms of celebrities, we named Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Sandra Oh. Have you ever gotten a celebrity haircut like request from someone? Like, has someone ever asked you to replicate a celebrity haircut on them?
Oh, absolutely. I would say Jennifer Aniston is one of my big ones, especially
The Rachel?
yes,
The
the
Rachel?
Rachel cut, yes.
Okay.
Especially the last couple years when the '90s, trends started coming back in and, with all the clothes and everything, all the haircuts came back in, the bangs, the big, beautiful blowouts. So yes, the Rachel cut is definitely one of them. And then always jokingly ask my clients, which season of Rachel? Are we doing season 1 Rachel or are we doing season 6 Rachel? Because there's times where Jennifer Aniston's had long, straight, beautiful hair, right? And she has like the one
Mhm.
blonde piece in the front. So
Yeah.
definitely, she's had some beautiful hairstyles on Friends. So
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
that is definitely one
She's a
of
hair icon.
yes, she is. Even her color, like I've actually had hair inspo and chosen a picture of her, right?
Ooh.
So she's just
Yeah.
has that natural lived in look always. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love that. If you could pick one hairstyle to come back, like, due for a comeback sometime soon, which hairstyle do you think it would be?
Okay, I would say the one that I would like to come back is the '90s supermodel layers. Like, I absolutely love, like, a good, like, Victoria's
Oh.
Secret haircut, just like Cindy Crawford or Jennifer Aniston, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, so that would be, like, the one that I would wanna come back, that '90s layered, that's what a lot of people have been wanting lately too, right? Is that big '90s blowout. Denise Richards,
Yeah.
was it, Cher from Clueless? Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Mhm.
Denise Richards. Ooh, that is
Right?
beautiful.
And just adding those nice soft long layers. So
That is, like, what I've always wanted for
yes,
my
those are
hair.
some
Like,
layers. We need to
always.
just add some more layers, and they're a bit heavier layers, so I think a lot of people, are unsure that they want that sort of texture in their hair too, because it's all about how you wear your hair
Mhm.
naturally too. So that's very important when getting this haircut is how is your hair going to
Yeah,
lie naturally too. So it's beautiful
exactly.
though.
Yeah, exact That's so good to know because for me, I learned that the hard way. My hair lies naturally stick straight.
Right.
So when I get these sorts of layers,
Right.
it only looks good when it has,
A
like,
blowout.
a soft curl or blowout,
Right.
basically.
Exactly. Yep.
So I
So if you
learned
have
that the
stick
hard
straight
way.
hair and you want that look, you have to know that you're going to be styling your hair and curling your hair more often than
Yeah,
not.
you gotta know. You gotta know learn how to do the circle brush
The round
with
brushes.
the hair dryer. Yeah,
Yes.
round brush, yeah.
Yep.
That in itself is a skill. I don't know how you guys do that. It looks so hard to me. I'm like, how do you connect it to the hair and then also blow dry at the same time? It's probably easier on someone else, but
Practice makes
yeah.
perfect, and it's honestly harder to do on yourself than it is to do on another person. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I
imagine.
always give my clients kudos
Okay.
for trying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now that we know what you want to come back, which past celebrity style do you secretly wish would never, ever come back, but
Ooh,
as we all
that's a good
know,
one.
probably will?
I would say Christina Aguilera in the 2000s. I think it tried to come back with the super stripey to the root hair. I would say like early 2000 highlights are absolutely awful. And I have seen girls walking around the mall trying to bring it back. And we're like, no, it's dead. It's gone. It's not coming back. Please do not come to me and ask me for these highlights.
Okay,
They're
got
really
it.
like heavy blonde, black stripes.
This?
Yes. Yes, and then
Yeah.
there's some other ones that are let's see, 2000s highlight.
It's like iconic 2000s, but let's leave it in the 2000s.
Yes, please.
The
I
early
think it just
2000s.
honestly, it looks dirty to me too. Like, I just
Yeah, it does.
or here's, like, a good one, I think this is Kelly Clarkson. Is this one?
Oh my god, yes. Yes. It's reminding me of the original Freaky Friday.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, so there's that stripy look, that I just don't love.
Well, I won't be asking for that anytime soon. Well, last question for you. Have you
Okay.
ever tried to talk someone out of a hairstyle? Like bangs, for
Oh,
example.
definitely. I'm the queen of asking, "Are you sure?" I have definitely had earlier on in my career, somebody come and I like to call them breakup bangs because, they come to me and say, I just broke up with my boyfriend and I want a new hairstyle, something fresh, which I'm all in for, right? And then they tell me they want
Yeah.
to do bangs when they have long hair. And I'm like, are we sure we want to do bangs? Like, let's start off with like maybe chin length. And then if you really love it, we can move forward, because I'd rather cut not enough than too much. And um,
Yeah.
especially when we're, sometimes going through these life changes, right? And yeah, because I've definitely had that happen where a person has sat in my chair, wanted bangs, gave them the bangs,
Mhm.
and then came back to me a couple weeks later and said, I hate my bangs. And she's like, the bangs are
Oh.
beautiful. I just don't want bangs anymore, period. Right. So
Well, you gotta let them grow out then.
exactly, and, so that was definitely a learning, lesson for me, right, to always ask my clients, "Are you sure?" And then also too, just another tip out there, if you really want bangs that badly, they make clip-ins. Jessica Simpson and I believe Jennifer Lopez too. I mean, there's all sorts of brands out there, but, they make great clip-in bangs. They're affordable, and buy those first, try them out before you chop off your bangs.
Mhm.
Unless you really know that you
This
want
is
them, right? And you've been thinking about it for a
yeah.
minute, and, I can usually
Mhm.
tell when my clients are sure that they want something. So, yeah.
Do you have any tips for, like, styling bangs for maybe those people who maybe recently got bangs and they're like, "Ah, what do I do now?"
Well, honestly, it all depends on the type of bang that you have, right? If it's a curtain
Yeah.
bang, a straight across fringe, or what length bang too, right? So usually a good round
Mhm.
brush is all you need. Just a good
Mhm.
medium size one is you can do wonders. So again, just depends on the style of the bang and how you want to wear your bangs.
Totally fair. Okay, this is coming at a really interesting time because, like, I've been thinking I know our appointment is coming up.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, do I want bangs? Like,
What kind of bangs?
oh my God. I've just been, I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift and her new album came out, and I've just been watching a lot of Taylor content.
I love
So
it.
I'm like, her
I love
bangs are
her.
so nice.
Yes.
So I don't know.
She does have
Maybe you need to
amazing,
talk me out of this.
wispy bangs. I would say let's try a good bang clip-in first, right? They're, I think, like $30, $50.
Yes.
And it's Halloween too, right? It's coming up. So have some fun with
So
them
true.
and, see if you like it that way. That's what I would do first. And then that way you could, because Taylor's
That's
bangs are pretty short. So
Yeah, they
it's
are.
something to get used to, and
Yeah.
especially with your hair density and texture, right? And your hair tends to be stick straight as well. So that's something that you're going to need
Yes.
to know. If you want those bangs, you're going to have to style them. And
Yep.
it would be a daily thing. It's not just a wash and wear kind of hairstyle. So
Okay, you already talked me out of it.
they can
It's
be,
like, no
again, just
thanks.
depending on hair type and texture and everything, it can be harder. There are
Yeah.
some people that can just wear the bangs and, blow dry their hair real quick, and that's it, right? Lucky
Mhm.
them.
Lucky them, yeah. All right. Well, I've got through all the questions. We learned a lot today. Don't feel bad about getting these questions wrong. Again, I'm so bad at trivia. I did not know any of these things. The way I pick trivia questions and make them up is usually based on things I don't know. Like, oh,
Right,
shoot, I did not know that. I have to make a trivia
right.
question. Like, I'm learning along the
Yes,
way
or
too.
even, like, come up with the answers too, right? Like, "Oh, I definitely thought it
Yeah.
was this person, not Jane Fonda. I'm gonna throw this person in
Yeah.
there just to kinda mix." Yeah, so that was great. You did great with that. It was fun.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you had fun. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for coming on.
absolutely.
Is there anything else that you'd like to cover before we close this episode out? Like maybe do you want to share like where people can find you, how they can book, anything like that?
Yes, absolutely. I'm currently expanding my extension services and offering consultations for custom wefts. And I'm also working on some educational content and tutorials for stylists. So stay tuned for that on Instagram at Paramore Hair by Kelly. And you can find my booking link through my Instagram, which is also kellysauer.glossgenius.com.
Amazing. And I'll link those below as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. Thank
Cool.
you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Kelly. It was so amazing to see you. I'm so glad that we finally got this recorded. This was so fun. We learned a lot about hair throughout the decades and
Yes.
some tips and tricks along the way.
Yes, absolutely. I just definitely learned some new, useless information, but always good to have on hand,
Yes.
right? That's the best thing about trivia.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever, like, have a moment of silence with a client, you're like, "Oh, did you know the
Yes,
blah, 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 blah was from the Marcel wave?" There you go.
exactly. I know. I could talk hair all day. I absolutely love it. And that's
Yeah.
why, I've always been told, make your hobby your job, right? And I
Yeah.
have the best job in the world. I get to make people feel beautiful
Yes.
about themselves inside and out. And, sometimes it takes feeling better on the outside to make the inside feel better. So that's what I love about my job.
Facts. That's a perfect, perfect ending. I love that. So yeah, you guys check out Kelly. You can book her through the links in the description below. I'll also link her Instagram, like she said. And yeah, she's my fave. I keep returning to her for good reason, and I think you guys will love her too. Thanks for listening.
And learning.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star rating or thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and share with a friend. For bonus content, you can find Trivia Tangents on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, all podcast platforms under Trivia Tangents Podcast. Check out our website at triviatangentspodcast.com to purchase trivia starter packs based on these episodes. Perfect for hosting your very own trivia night.